عظم الله أجورنا وأجوركم بمصابنا بالحسين عليه السلام. Inshallah, we'll begin the Shaam Ghariba program with Quran recitation in a few minutes.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يسألك الناس عن الساعة قل إنما علمها عند الله وما يدريك لعل الساعة تكون قريبا. إن الله لعن الكافرين وأعد لهم سعيرا خالدين فيها أبدا لا يجدون وليا ولا نصيرا يوم تقلب وجوههم في النار يقولون يا ليتنا أطعنا الله وأطعنا الرسولا وقالوا ربنا إنا أطعنا سادتنا وكبراءنا فأضلونا السبيلا ربنا آتهم ضعفين من العذاب والعنهم لعنا كبيرا يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تكونوا كالذين آذوا موسى لا تكونوا كالذين آذوا موسى فبرأه الله مما قالوا وكان عند الله وجيها يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما صدق الله العلي العظيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم
نوحہ تھا یہ زینب کا قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، نوحہ تھا یہ زینب کا قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، لٹ گئی میری دنیا قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، نوحہ تھا یہ زینب کا قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، چل بسا میرا بھائی میں ہوں اور تنہائی، چل بسا میرا بھائی میں ہوں اور تنہائی، کوئی بھی نہیں اپنا قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، نوحہ تھا یہ زینب کا قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، اون و جعفر و عباس کر گئے مجھے بے آس، اون و جعفر و عباس کر گئے مجھے بے آس، کس سے اب کروں شکوہ قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، نوحہ تھا یہ زینب کا قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، ابن ساقیے کوثر دونوں ہاتھ کٹوا کر، ابن ساقیے کوثر دونوں ہاتھ کٹوا کر، سو گئے لبے دریا قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، نوحہ تھا یہ زینب کا قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، ہم کو ناز تھا جس پر ہم شبیہ پیغمبر، ہم کو ناز تھا جس پر ہم شبیہ پیغمبر، وہ بھی اب نہیں زندہ قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، نوحہ تھا یہ زینب کا قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، لٹ گئی میری دنیا قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، پر محمد وآل محمد صلوات اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد. Inshallah, we will proceed in 5 minutes with the lecture by our respected Sheikh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا حبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبو القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة لأعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى لقاء يوم الدين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. Altogether. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين صلوات على محمد وعلى محمد. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. May Allah accept all our a'mal, our du'as, our azah, our inshallah morning for Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. Today, day of Ashura, and now the eve and the Shaam Ghariban of the Sara of Karbala. May Allah accept it from all of us. May Allah give us tawfiq to be among those who their names are registered among the muhabbin of Imam Hussein, among the followers of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam, inshaAllah, bi barakatuh salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. The day of Ashura is the day that all Anbiya and Awliya, they showed their respect to the grandson of the last Prophet of Islam, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Kind of the muhr and the seal of the nubuwwat of them were crying for Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. Rawza Khan of that Rawza was Jibra'il, the way that according to our traditions, Shia and Sunni, Rasulullah himself cried for Imam Hussein. The one who was reciting for Rasulullah was Jibra'il himself. He came, he recited the Masa'ib of Imam Hussein for Rasulullah. In the books of Shia and Sunni narrate that one day Rasulullah, he was in one of the houses of one of the wives, as I remember, Salama. Jibreel came and Malak came and brought the soil of Karbala for Rasulullah and narrated the Masa'ib of Imam Hussein. Rasulullah gave that piece of soil to the lady. That was a sign for her. At the day of Ashura, she saw that the soil, that dirt, the turbat became blood, turned to blood. And that was the moment that she knew that Hussein became Shaheed. The flag of Ashura now is in our shoulders and our hands, brothers and sisters. Imam Hussein's call, Hal min Nasirin yansuruni. Now he's calling us, he's referring to us. People of Kufa did whatever they did. Enemies did whatever they did. The friends did whatever they did. But now we are the one who've been called. And the answer of that call, Hal min Nasirin yansuruni, according to our traditions and ziyarat, is Labbaika ya Hussein. Labbaika ya Hussein means Labbaika ya Mahdi, means, O Imam of our time, we promise we do not let what happened to your Jad Hussein happen to you. There is a huge, significant correlation between Ashura and Zuhur. As you know, in Ziyarat Ashura that you recited today, 2 times You recite it in the middle of Ziyarat Ashura. This hadith Qudsi, you recited something about Imam al-Mahdi, Imam Zahir al-Natiq bil-Haqq minkum, Imam Huda. How come in the middle of the Ziyarat of Karbala and Imam Hussein, you mentioned Mahdi alayhi salam? This Ziyarat came from Imam Sadiq, Imam Baqir. And at this time, we see that how many years after that the Zuhur is happening? It shows that they're all connected to each other. One of the responsibilities that we have, brothers and sisters, is to look at Ashura. Ashura is different than any other Azah, any other mourning, any other Masa'ib of Imams and Ahlul Bayt. One of the purposes of Ashura is to talk about Ashura, to make media out of Ashura, to spread out Ashura's messages. It's a media that you have to announce and talk about it. It's not all about shahadat. It's not all about being sacrificed for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in that era of time. You see that even the isarat, even the fact that they captured Ahlul Bayt after Ashura, Zuhr of Ashura, after Zuhr of Ashura, and Eve of Ashura, the night of Ashura, something like today, sometimes like right now, the Ahlul Bayt, Sayyidah Zainab al Ahlul Bayt became asir and captured. It is from a different category, that they are going city to city, street to streets, alleys to alleys, and talk about Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam and the shahadat of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam. One of the reasons of the shahadat of Imam Hussein, with all other reasons and all other factors, is to transfer this message to the next one and next one and next generation and next generation. It was not only about that time, because if you just look about that time, nothing happened. Imam Hussein got defeated. Yazid was still alive, the Khalifa. Umar al-Sa'd is there, Ibn Ziyad is there, everything is there. Nothing happened right after the shahadat of Imam Hussein. The fact is just they've been defeated, apparently, from the physical perspective. And nothing happened yet with the payam and the message of Imam Hussein at the night of Ashura, the night after that, or Shaam Ghariban, or years, days and days after that. But today we can recognize, we can realize and see that how that was a victory. How Zainab saw nothing but beauty, because they were the one who established that payam of Ashura, the message of Ashura, and they were the victors. Not Yazid and Shaam and Muharram. Why? You want to see why? Because today in Damascus, Shaam, the capital of Bani Umayyah and Yazid, we hear Azan Shia. Ashhadu anna Aliyan Waliyullah. And where is the grave of Mal'un Yazid and Muawiyah and Ibn Zad, and Abu Sufyan and all this real kuffar? Where are they? Where's Ibn Ziyad? Where's Umar al-Sa'd? Where's Shimra Ma'un? Where are they? Now in the capital of Bani Umayyah, you hear the Azan of Shia. You don't hear Azan of Shia in Madinatul Rasul, in Mecca, where Imam Hussein and Amir al-Mu'mineen, they were there, and then you don't hear that. But you hear that name of the where? In Damascus, in Shaam. That is about something different that Ashura made. Is different than other Masa'ib. Even when you look, the Shahadat of Sayyidah Zahra, Shahadat of Amir al-Mu'mineen, it's not from the same category. It's not spreading out the world. No, they said hide it. Sayyidah Zahra said, hide my grave. I don't want anyone to hear and to know where I'm going to be buried up until today. Amir al-Mu'mineen for years and years, according to some tradition, 100 years, people didn't know where's the grave of Amir al-Mu'mineen. It was hidden until Imam came and, revealed where is the grave of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wassalam. But no one could destroy this characteristic of Ashura. Now we talked a lot about people in Ashura, but how about Ashura itself? It has a characteristics. It has a trait. No one could deny it. No one could destroy it. No one could turn off the light of Ashura despite their efforts so many times from that time until today. Until today. At that time, they flooded the desert of Karbala. They plant trees and made that farm. The grave of Muhammad, they made it farm. They did their best to destroy everything so Shia would not go there. They were giving hands and legs to go there and visit the shrine of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam. Up until today, that this mal'ooneen Wahhabis are trying to destroy the haram of Ahlul Bayt, destroy the qubur and the graves of companion of Amir al-Mu'mineen. They are doing this. Same, worse than them. That ancestors couldn't do. How come you naive guys would like, you think you can do it? The fact that Ashura could change us, could make us wear this black clothing, this is from the topic of advertising it. How come in Ashura, in Muharram, you start wearing your black clothing? How come you start, going to the masajid and the centers, and now in your houses? This is from what? This is from that time, the time and the topic of showing it to others. Hadith is saying, if you cry, you make someone cry, or tabaka, that means you act like you're crying. You're not crying. You might not even have the emotion. You're acting like crying. But put your hand here, show that you're sad and you want to cry. Tabaka, act of crying. This is actually has the thawab of Jannah and Bihisht. Why? It's acting upon it. That means you're showing it. That means you're advertising it. That means you're doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That means it's a media. You're showing it to others. That's how Ashura is alive up until today. Our majalis, our gatherings are this, from the same category. You want to hear? Our imams, Imam Bagh and others, they gave money to Shias. To some people says, use this money after my shahada, hold majalis and cry for me. What is it? Showing it to others, just giving it to the next generation. Imam Bagh, he's holding majlis. Imam Salih holding majlis for Imam Hussein alayhi. He invites Abu Harun al-Makfuf to come and have musibat for Imam Hussein. Of course, at that time, they couldn't have big majalis, like Imam with his family, some probably Shia. Abu Harun al-Makfuf says, I was reciting very respectfully and nicely. I was at the mahzar of Imam. I was very respectful. Imam says, why you're reciting like this? Recite the way that you recite in the death of your father. You don't observe this. You recite as someone who has musibah and azab. Should do the same. And this is now our responsibilities, brothers and sisters, to be able to give this to the next generation, to be able to advertise this, to make this a real media. Hussein, the name of Imam Hussein, the mission of Imam Hussein. Still, we have to do a lot. We have to do a lot. Why? I'm going to tell you. May Allah, inshallah, respect you. Bless you all. We all respect everyone and all the Ummah of Islam. We know a group of Muslimin today, they fast. They celebrate the 10th of Ashura. With all due respect, it's an academic discussion. They celebrate the 10th of Ashura, Why? Because according to some traditions, Musa, did something. Isa did something. The Ark of Nuh got to the land and rested somewhere. Which many of these things, according to our Shia tradition, we don't believe it happens on the day of Ashura. Let's say they're all true. Ya'qub got his eyes back at the day of Ashura. Yusuf did something that came out of the well at the day of Ashura. Okay, let's say they're all true, which they're not. You are celebrating Yusuf came out of the well over the shahadat, brutally death and martyrdom and murdering the grandson of Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You're celebrating the time that Hussein Omeni wa Anam Hussein got Erba and Erba, which is with his family. Is this true? Rasulullah today, he's in the celebration of Musa and Isa and Yusuf, not in the aza of his grandson Hussein. When are we going to wake up? Rasulullah, he said fasting, when, where? Even if that's authentic, after the shahadat of his son, if it's today Rasulullah, he said celebrating it. The whole Anbiya and Awliya are crying for Hussein. What happened to Imam Hussein alayhi salam? You all recite the hadith that how many times Rasulullah, he cried for Imam Hussein. He came out of the down from the member when Imam Hussein was little one. He picked from the books of Ahl Sunnah. He picked Imam Hussein. He brought him to the member on top of member with himself. Any moment he was glorifying Imam Hussein. Now they made Imam Hussein Erba and Erba and they trampled him over horses, and you're celebrating the day of Ashura because someone did something. And inshallah, one day we'll all stand in front of Rasulullah at the day of judgment. As Sayyid Zainab sallallahu alaihi, she said. And then we ask Rasulullah, were you in aza of your grandson Hussein? Aza of Ali Akbar, aza of Abu al-Fadl Abbas, aza a 6-month-old baby of Hussein, or you were celebrating that day? When are we going to wake up? When are we going to see what are the haqa'iq and the truth and realities? You know why? It's our mistakes, brothers and sisters, as well. Yes, we should make it big. We should make it rasana. We should make it media and advertising it, and let every single people hear about Imam Hussein, what happened to Imam Hussein, the grandson of Rasulullah, Sayyid al-Shabab Ahl al-Jannah. It's our fault as well. We have to advertise. We have to tell whole people around the world that what happened. Use everything we can, the technology, advertise anything we can, not just keeping it for ourselves. Today, the whole arsh of Allah in its azah of Hussein. Today, they took hijab from the head of Allah, Allah Rasulullah. You're celebrating today? Today they disrespected Quran, they disrespected Salah, they disrespected Haram of Rasulullah. That means they disrespected Rasulullah himself. You're celebrating today? In the name of Rasulullah? That's the difficult part. That's the burning part. That's the pain. You're doing it by the name of Rasulullah, by the name of Thawab. As Umar al-Sa'ad said in Karbala, Abshari bil Jannah. Go fight with Hussein. That if you kill Hussein or you'll be killed, you're going to go to heaven. Yazid and Muawiyah, they had media. They brainwashed people. You want to know how? That's why when caravan of Sarah Ahl al-Bayt, they entered Shaam, that old guy came in front of Imam Sajjad, says, Alhamdulillah, Allah revealed you guys Kharijis and out of Islam. How much they were brainwashed. The thin group of Kharijis are coming. Imam Sajjad says, do you recite Quran? He says, of course I recite Quran. You don't know recite Quran. أتي الله وأتي الرسول أولي الأمر منكم ayat of Ahl al-Bayt in Quran. Imam Sajjad recited for him. He says, do you know who are these Ahl al-Bayt? إنما يريد الله ليطهر أهل البيت. Do you know who are Ahl al-Bayt? Who are they? We are Ahl al-Bayt. You are Ahl al-Bayt, yes. They told us you are Khariji. He realized his mistake. He apologized. Ya ibn Rasulullah, forgive me. They told us this. They had this against Imam Hussein. They want to turn off the light of the Masa'ib of Imam Hussein. They wanted to remove the name of Imam Hussein. As Muawiyah said from the books of Tariq, Muawiyah with his friends, he's sitting. There was the time of Azan. He said, it reached the time, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, he says, I can't wait until I remove this name from this azan. The same thing that his generation, Yazid, what is he saying? As we always say, it's all lie. لَعِبَتْ حَاشِمُ بِالْمُلْكِ فَرَى. He's saying there's no wahy, there's no revelation, there's nothing. It's all game, it's all power. How should we transfer this? How should we give it to the next generation? Unfortunately, we are poor in this aspect to advertise it. Some other people don't have good products, but they know how to put it together, wrap it in a beautiful box and give it to people. We have the whole things, we have the whole content. We have to be better, inshallah, in this aspect. Not to be shy, not to hide it, not to be afraid of something. How much pleasure, with the meaning of pleasure, and surur you have when you come to the Majlis of Imam Hussein and you leave. With all the qam and masa'ib, you become so satisfied in the Majlis of Imam Hussein, right? The satisfaction, contentment that you have is because of the Azah of Imam Hussein. Imagine if you can spread out this pleasure to others, if you show it to others, if you let others to feel how much pleasure they can have in this majalis. Sometimes the problem is that we cannot even show the beauties of Karbala to our children, to our families, let alone others. We still didn't make articles, websites, web pages, I don't know, anything about the story of Ruqayya and Sakina. We still didn't advertise what happened to Ali Asghar. People in the world, they don't know. We still didn't talk about the hikmah and mantiq of Ali Akbar. We still didn't talk about what Qasim ibn al-Hassan said at night of Ashura. We still didn't advertise that. We still didn't talk about it. Now everything is global. Zainab Salamullah alayha, Imam al-Sajjad, Ahlul Bayt, they tried the same thing that I'm telling you. Right after the Shahada of Imam Hussein, when tomorrow afternoon they left, because today, after Ashura, after the Shahada of Imam Hussein, Umar al-Sa'd al-Mal'un, he sent the head of Imam Hussein and some of the Usara, some of the companions to Shaam, to Kufa, to Ibn Ziyad to show that victory. But caravan of Usara left. They were in Karbala tonight. Subhanallah. They were staying in Karbala tonight, the night of Shaam al-Ghariban, and they left tomorrow noon or afternoon. And Zainab and Usara of Karbala, they were in the same land, a few meters, few feet away is the body of Hussein and Ali Akbar and Ali Asghar. But as soon as Zainab got into Kufa, she started her advertising about what happens, the truth. She started talking about awakening people. Go read the Maqatil. She saw that there are crying people of Kufa. She said, shame of you guys. Now you're crying? You look like, that's what Zainab said, you look like a nice plant or flower being grown up in the middle of gutter, dirty area. Now you're crying for Hussein? Up until yesterday, he was calling Hayhat, he was calling Hal min Nasirin Yansurani, and you were hiding in your houses, in your rooms like cowards, and now you are crying for Hussein. Shame on you. And the guy said, she reminded me of Amir al-Mu'mineen when he was giving khutbah and sermon. She started, and then after her, Imam Sajjad, then Kulthum, there are others according to generations, different generations. Keep talking about what happened. And then in the palace of Ibn Ziyad, it was public, visit and gathering in the palace of Ibn Ziyad, and the head of Imam Hussein is there. Again, Sayyid Zainab started talking. Again, Sayyid Zainab said, Ma ra'aytu illa jamila. These words are, spreading out. People keep telling each other. And then in Damascus, in the bazaar of Damascus, that Zainul Abidin alayhi salatu wasalam, he started talking on the manbar and revealed the ugly figure and feature and the truth about Yazid Mal'un and his father and the grandfather and Bani Umayyah. He revealed everything. And people just realized what happened. That is why we see that after Ashura, the Qiyam of Tawabin is happening, Tawabin movement. The Qiyam of Harra and people of Medina happened, the movement of people of Medina, which are all Ahl Sunnah. Didn't come even to help Muhammad. Then the Qiyam and the movement of Mukhtar is happening. Why? All this happening because of what? Because of the messages that Imam Sajjad and Sayyid Zainab just spread out. Because they didn't sit down, they talked about it. Because they gave it to the next one and next one and next one, and they spread out this message. They talked about this messages to everyone. These are the biggest tragedies in the world, brothers and sisters. And now, as I started saying, Marhum Ghulchani said, once I was in the Haram of Imam Hussein, I heard the voice of the alarm of the clock, the ring. It was a ring, but I could hear it saying that, Hal min nasirin yansuruni, Hal min nasirin yansuruni. I said, Hussein, after all these years, you're still asking for Nasir, for supporters, for helper? Then I saw a little bit after that, I saw the clock of the Haram of Abbas started ringing. But I could hear something else. Labbaik ya Hussein. After all these years, Abbas is still saying, Labbaik ya Hussein, Labbaik ya Hussein. Labbaik ya Hussein, brothers and sisters, today means Labbaik ya Mahdi. That means, oh Mahdi, I'm not going to leave you as people of Kufa left their Imam. My Hussein was shaheed for the sake of this salat, for the sake of this hijab, for the sake of this Islam, for the sake of this Quran. Not that I put it in the shelves and once in a while I pull it out, or when I want to go to the new house. Hussein, the cost of this Islam is the blood of Hussein. We're not stuck into the history. Ashura and Karbala are attached to each other. As I mentioned, how come the slogan of companion of Mahdi Jalallah Ta'ala Faraj Sharif is what? Is Yalla Farat al-Hussein. How come? Because of this. How come when Imam Mahdi comes, he introduces himself by the name of his Jad Hussein. I am the Muntaqim of Khuna Hussein, the blood of Hussein. I'm here to take the revenge from the blood of Hussein. Let me ask you, Mukhtar took the revenge from the Shuhada, from the enemies of Imam Hussein in Karbala. He took the revenge, brutally took the revenge, beautifully took the revenge. Then why Imam Zaman is saying, Ana Samsam al-Muntaqim, I'm that sword that comes to take the revenge. Take revenge from who? From Shimr and Khuli? Where he took revenge? From the culture of Shimr and Khuli. From the Khulis of our time, from the Shimr of our time, from the Tawud of our time. I'm here to do that. As we always say, Hussein is the culture of Iman, is the culture of Musa, the culture of Isa, the culture of Nuh, the culture of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We judge a lot of people before, people of Kufa, people of Damascus, people of here and there at that time. Why you didn't support Hussein at that time? You knew Imam Hussein. We're judging them rightfully. One day people in the future sit down, brothers and sisters, will judge me and you and our generation what we are doing today. How we're supporting the Imam of our time. The followers of Ahlul Bayt, at the moment that they were living, in the moment with Ahlul Bayt, they didn't know that they are a piece of history that are going to make a big difference if they support their Imam. If they realize that they are in the time, that this time is significant, it is important, They didn't know. They think, oh, we're just having, I'm a businessman, I'm, a mother, I'm so and so, I'm students. They didn't know they are making history if they be with Imam or not. And then after that, they realized, oh, we were supposed to help Hussein. Hussein was this and that. He was the son of Rasulullah. Yeah, we should have helped him. Shame on you, you didn't help him. Some people in the future will come and talk about us, that they didn't know they are in a time of occultation. Oh, why? Because history of Ahlul Bayt is different. Imam Ali's companion, they're supposed to do certain things. Imam Hassan, we're supposed to do support somehow. Imam Hussein in the Karbala, Imam Sajjad different ways, Imam Baghr and Imam Sadiq different ways, Imam Musay Kazem in the prison, Imam Rida somehow in the Tus and Khurasan, Imam Jawad different ways, Imam Askari and Imam Zaman of Abu Time. It's another piece of history that people at the end, in the future, will talk about us. They might say good job to them, or they might say shame on them. They didn't know that they are in a piece of history more important than all eras from the beginning of time of Amir al-Mu'mineen up until today. Because Mahdi is the one who is going to come and finish that job. And amanna on this ayah of Quran, that he's going to come, he's going to finish the mission of all Anbiya and Awliya. What did we do? In the future, they will judge us. Our generation will judge us. People before, they were busy with their lives as well. They had their own things to do. They were busy. The women, they were pulling the men and children inside the house. It's not your business. Come inside. They will hurt you. And we have someone like the mother of Wahab, someone like the mother of Qasim ibn al-Hassan and Abdullah ibn Hassan, the mother of the wife of Ghariba Ansari, the wife of these people, the wife of Zuhair ibn Ghayna Bajali, the mothers of these people, that they encourage their sons and their husbands to go and to support. Our mothers and our fathers today will be judged in the future how we're doing it. Thank you, Ya Allah. We know if you didn't love us, if Hussein didn't love us, he wouldn't let us be in the Azah of Hussein today. In the Majlis of Hussein today. I know many of you guys are tired in the Azah today, from the morning, Amal and Majalis and together and speeches. And now Shaam Ghariban of Hussein. But before you get tired, let me tell you something. Zainab is more tired than you, all of us. Rughayya is more tired. Sakina is more tired. Robab is tired because she doesn't have her son. The bodies of Mutahharin, the Mutahhar bodies and Abdan of Ahlul Bayt on the desert, few feet away, and Zainab and Ahlul Bayt on this side. Brothers and sisters, may Allah bless you all for being in the Azah of Hussein, for respecting Azah of Hussein, for turning this light on in the Azah of Hussein. May Allah bless you that you made your house Azah Khane Hussein. You are so dear to Hussein, inshaAllah, that he let you had the tawfiq to come to Majlis of Hussein. Pardon me if I sometimes say something, because it's just, together we're talking how we can help Hussein, how we can help Mahdi, how we can improve ourselves. We don't want to be stuck in the same grade all the time, years and years. No, we want to go to the next level. As I said, we don't want to have anything in common with the enemies of Imam Hussein. We might want to become better gradually, but we don't want to have anything in common with enemies of Imam Hussein, even once. The only way is to expect ourselves to do more, to want more. I apologize. Forgive me. You are dear to Hussein. You're special to Hussein. Zahra, you make Zahra happy by participating. Rasulullah said that will be men and women ila yawm al-qiyamah, Zahra, they will come to Majalis of Hussein, sitting down and do Azah and cry for Hussein. Zahra said, is there anyone who cry for my son? Rasulullah says, don't worry, ila yawm al-qiyamah will be some people like you, brothers and sisters. You have the muhabbat of Hussein in your heart, inshaAllah, and with the amal and action that will guarantee that you're in the right path and guarantee, inshaAllah, Jannah in dunya wal akhirah for you. Give your children to Ali Akbar, your youth to Ali Akbar of Hussein, and ask him to pray for them. Give your children to Ali Asghar of Hussein. Give your little daughters and girls to Ruqayya and Sakina of Hussein. Oh, give your sons to Qasim ibn al-Hasan and tell them to pray for them to be in the right path. Brothers and sisters, if you go to Karbala right now, everything is over. Zainab on one corner crying, Rubab on one corner. You know, when a mother loses a baby, I heard that they wake up a little bit they take a nap, wake up. Where is my baby? Where is my baby? God knows Rubab's situation and the feeling. God knows how many times Rubab woke up and says, where is my Ali Asghar? How many times Ruqayya and Sakina comes to their auntie Zainab, where is our Baba? We want Baba. I don't know, let me tell you, Zainab had to take care of these children. They were running out of different directions from these enemies on the thorns and the stones of Karbala. One of the Mal'un says, I brought after the Shahada of Imam Hussein, I saw one of this little girl. I brought a bowl of water towards her. I thought she's going to grab and drink it. She first was running out of me, away from me. And then I grabbed her. Don't worry, don't be scared. Water for you. She said, I had a question. What is your question? Did you give water to my father when you killed him or not? He said, no, you did not give him water. She grabbed the water towards Qatlegah. Baba Hussein, I found water for you. Amu Abbas, come back, I found water for you. I don't know, maybe she was Ruqayya. When on Ghariba Shaam, they brought the head of her father to her. The name doesn't matter, Ruqayya or Sakina. The 3-year-old daughter of Hussein. She said, I want my Baba. They thought she wants food. They brought the head of Baba Hussein to her. She uncovered the tray. She saw the head of Hussein, grabbed the head of Baba on her chest. You know, a 3-year-old long time doesn't see father. She grabbed the head, started talking to this head. Baba Hussein, you were not with us to see what they did to us. Baba Hussein, they hurt my Amma Zainab. Whenever they wanted to hurt us and to whip us, Amma were coming and covering us, so they would hit Amma. She started talking to Baba until, alhamdulillah, she got quiet. She fell asleep. Amma Zainab, she's calling Ruqayya Jan or Sakina Jan. No answer. What happened? Now the sukut and silence in the whole Ghariba, because she couldn't wait and she left this dunya to join the father. How much this little girl can tolerate it? No. This heart could not tolerate this masa'ib anymore. And now another issue for Zainab. How can I go back to Karbala when I left this amanat of Hussein here? السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. Wherever you are, Bismillah, day of Ashura, Shaam Ghariban. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. At the time of dua, istijabat dua, specific special time, bring all your hajat in your mind. Allahumma ajjal li waliyika al-faraj بحق الحسين بحق الزينب بحق رقية and Ali Asghar and Sakina. Ya Allah, hasten into the hood of Abu Imam Hussein of Abu Time, Imam Mahdi. Let us be among the true followers of our Imam. Ya Allah, do not let anyone from our generation be against the path of Ahlul Bayt, Quran and Islam. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, help our youth, make them successful in dunya wal akhirah. Remove obstacles towards their marriage. Our brothers and sisters that have hajat, give them khair hajat. Those who are around the world under difficulties and issues, provide opportunities for their freedom. Ya Allah, those who are intentionally hurting Islam and Muslims, send the evil back to themselves. Those who are supporting and helping Islam and Muslims under any flag and clothing, Ya Allah, give them long life with izzah and honor. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, those who are sick, they wish to come and participate in majalis, they can cure them all at this moment. Those who passed away, send the thabab and the barakah from our gathering to their soul. Inshallah, rahimallah man yaqra al-Fatiha ma as-salam. Assalamu alaikum.
شام غریبہ مجلس شام غریبہ وہ کربلا وہ شام غریبہ وہ تیرگی وہ زینب عظیم وہ حفاظت خیام کی آیا وہ ایک سوار قریب قیام شاہ بیٹی علی کی غیظ میں سوئے فردوس بڑھی الٹی نقاب چہرے سے اپنے سوار نے پیش نگاہ زینب مظلوم تھے علی ہر چند صابرہ تھی بہت بنت فاطمہ بے ساختہ زبان پہ یہ فریاد آ گئی زینب نے کہا باپ کے قدموں سے لپٹ کر اب آئے ہو بابا زینب نے کہا باپ کے قدموں سے لپٹ کر اب آئے ہو بابا جب لٹ گیا پردیس میں اماں کا بھرا گھر اب آئے ہو بابا بابا اگر آنا ہی تھا خالق کی رضا سے اس وقت نہ آئے جب خاک پہ دم توڑ رہا تھا میرا اکبر جب خاک پہ دم توڑ رہا تھا میرا اکبر اب آئے ہو بابا کٹ کٹ کے گرے نہر پہ جا بازوئے عباس اور کوئی نہ تھا پاس اس وقت صدا آپ کو دیتا تھا دلاور ہائے اس وقت صدا آپ کو دیتا تھا دلاور اب آئے ہو بابا جب فرش زمین بام فلک لرزہ بجاں تھے اس وقت کہاں تھے جب باپ کے چلو میں تھا خون علی اصغر، ہائے جب باپ کے چلو میں تھا خون علی اصغر، اب آئے ہو بابا جب بھائی کا سر کٹتا تھا میں دیکھ رہی تھی، اے حضرت کو صدا دی، سر کھولے ہوئے روتی تھی میں خیمے کے در پر، ہائے سر کھولے ہوئے روتی تھی میں خیمے کے در پر، اب آئے ہو بابا جب لوگ بچا لے گئے لاش شہداء کے، حق اپنا جتا کے، بس ایک تن شابیر تھا پامال کی ذات پر، ہائے بس ایک تن شابیر تھا پامال کی ذات پر، اب آئے ہو بابا جب بالی سکینہ کے گوہر چھینے گئے تھے، لگتے تھے تماچے، حسرت سے مجھے دیکھتی تھی بانو مستر، اب آئے ہو بابا جب شام کے قزاق ہمیں لوٹ رہے تھے، خیموں کو جلا کے آپ آ گئے ہوتے تو نہ چھنتی میری چادر، ہائے آپ آ گئے ہوتے تو نہ چھنتی میری چادر، اب آئے ہو بابا کیا آپ نے فردوس سے یہ دیکھا نہ ہوگا، کیا حشر بپا تھا جب پشت سے بیمار کی کھینچا گیا بستر، ہائے جب پشت سے بیمار کی کھینچا گیا بستر، اب آئے ہو بابا ایک رات کے مہمان ہیں اور پھر قید سلاسل، اب آنے سے حاصل بازار میں ہم صبح کو جائیں گے کھلے سر، ہائے بازار میں ہم صبح کو جائیں گے کھلے سر، اب آئے ہو بابا شاہد رخے حیدر پہ بکھر جاتے تھے آنسو، جب کھول کے گیسو چلاتی تھی زینب میرے بابا میری چادر، ہائے چلاتی تھی زینب میرے بابا میری چادر، اب آئے ہو بابا زینب نے کہا باپ کے قدموں سے لپٹ کر، اب آئے ہو بابا، سلام یا حسین لبیک یا حسین.
یا حسین کیسی یہ شام آئی اولاد سیدہ پر کیسی یہ شام آئی اولاد سیدہ پر سجاد رو رہے ہیں زینب سے منہ چھپا کر کیسی یہ شام آئی اولاد سیدہ پر کیسی یہ شام آئی اولاد سیدہ پر ایک سمت بے کفن ہے بھائی کا اس کے لاشا عباس کی بہن کا باقی رہا نہ پردہ اب سوچتی ہے زینب مانگے کفن یا چادر کیسی یہ شام آئی اولاد سیدہ پر کیسی یہ شام آئی اولاد سیدہ پر بازو کہیں پڑے ہیں لاشا کہیں پڑا ہے زینب کی بے بسی پر غازی تڑپ رہا ہے روتی ہے بے کسی بھی فرش عذاب بچھا کر کیسی یہ شام آئی اولاد سیدہ پر کیسی یہ شام آئی اولاد سیدہ پر جو گھر میں دو قدم بھی پیدل نہیں چلی ہے ایک دن میں وہی زینب عباس بن گئی ہے پہرے پہ آ گئی ہے تنہا لم اٹھا کر کیسی یہ شام آئی اولاد سیدہ پر کیسی یہ شام آئی اولاد سیدہ پر سجاد سے لپٹ کر کہتی رہی سکینہ احساس ہو رہا ہے میں ہو گئی یتیمہ ظالم ڈرا رہا ہے نیزہ دکھا دکھا کر کیسی یہ شام آئی اولاد سیدہ پر لاشوں کے درمیان وہ بابا کو ڈھونڈتی ہے منہ اپنا پیٹ کر یہ فریاد کر رہی ہے قدموں میں ہی سلا دو بابا مجھے بلا کر کیسی یہ شام آئی اولاد سیدہ پر کیسی یہ شام آئی اولاد سیدہ پر سجاد رو رہے ہیں زینب سے منہ چھپا کر کیسی یہ شام آئی اولاد سیدہ پر یا حسین
نوحہ تھا یہ زینب کا قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں نوحہ تھا یہ زینب کا قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں لٹ گئی میری دنیا قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، نوحہ تھا یہ زینب کا، قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، چل بسا میرا بھائی، میں ہوں اور تنہائی، چل بسا میرا بھائی، میں ہوں اور تنہائی، کوئی بھی نہیں اپنا، قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، ابن ساقیے کوثر، دونوں ہاتھ کٹوا کر، ابن ساقیے کوثر، دونوں ہاتھ کٹوا کر، سو گئے لبے دریا، قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، مجھ کو ناز تھا جن پر، وہ شبیہ پیغمبر، مجھ کو ناز تھا جن پر، وہ شبیہ پیغمبر، وہ بھی اب نہیں زندہ، قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، اون و جعفر و عباس، کر گئے مجھے بے آس، اون و جعفر و عباس، کر گئے مجھے بے آس، کس سے اب کروں شکوہ، قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، قتل ہو گیا قاسم، رو رہی ہے ام فروا، قتل ہو گیا قاسم، رو رہی ہے ام فروا، ٹکڑے ہو گیا لاشا، قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، جب سے جل گئے خیمے، سہم سہم ہے بچے، جب سے جل گئے خیمے، سہم سہم ہے بچے، ظلم کرتے ہیں اعداء، قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، نوحہ تھا یہ زینب کا، قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، لٹ گئی میری دنیا، قید ہو کے جاتی ہوں، یا حسین.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قتل الحسين بكربلاء، قتل الحسين بكربلاء، ذبح الأدشان بنينوى، زبه الادشان و بنینوا خودم دیدم که صحرا لالگون بود زمین کربلا دریای خون بود خودم دیدم فضای آسمان ها پر از انا الیه راجعون بود قتل الحسین بکربلا قتل الحسین بکربلا زبه الادشان بنینوا زبه الادشان بنینوا خودم دیدم که بر هر برگ لاله نوشته این سخن با خط خون بود گلی گم کرده می جویم او را به هر گل می رسم می بویم او را قتل الحسین بکربلا قتل الحسین بکربلا زبه الادشان بنینوا زبه الادشان بنینوا خودم دیدم که نور چشم زهرا جراحات تنش از حد فزون بود خودم دیدم گلوی اصغرش را خودم در بر کشیدم اکبرش را اگرچه از کنار نهر القم ز گریه من کردم خواهرم را قتل الحسین بکربلا قتل الحسین بکربلا زبه الادشان بنینوا زبه الادشان بنینوا خودم دیدم کبوترهای معصوم همه در زیر پر سر برده بودند خودم دیدم که گلهای نبوت ز بی آبی همه پژمرده بودند همان جایی که فرزندان زهرا به جرم عشق سیلی خورده بودند گلی گم کرده می جویم او را به هر گل می رسم می بویم او را گل من یک نشانی در بدن داشت یکی پیراهن کهنه به تن داشت قتل الحسین بکربلا قتل الحسین بکربلا زبه الادشان بنینوا زبه الادشان بنینوا بر من شامم میرسد هر لحظه بوی کربلا بر من شامم میرسد هر لحظه بوی کربلا بر دلم ترسم بماند آرزوی کربلا تشنه آب فراتم ای اجل مهلت بده تشنه آب فراتم ای اجل مهلت بده تا بگیرم در بغل قبر شهید کربلا حسین جانم 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 السلام علیکم یا ابا عبدالله وقتی مثل امشب شرایط آرام شد زینب کبرا آمد میان قتلگاه به دنبال بدن برادر بدنی رو پیدا کرد این سنگ ها رو جدا کنار زد شمشیرها نیزه شکسته ها رو جدا کرد بدنی رو دید بی سر ندا زد زینت دوش نبی روی زمین جای تو نیست خار و خاشاک زمین محفل و مبای تو نیست آی آی اما دلش راضی نشد بیبی دست زد به زیر بدن این بدن رو بلند کرد لبها رو بر رگای بریده حسین گذاشت ندا زد بوسیدم آن جایی که پیغمبر نبوسید حیدر نبوسید زهرا نبوسید آی 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 مثل فردایی بعد از سالها میدونید زینب کبرا در طول عمر از حسین جدا نشد حتی روایت هست یکی از شرایط ضمن عقد زینب سلام الله علیها این بود هر جا برادرم بره منم باهاش باید برم اما حالا بعد از 50 و اندی سال زینب باید حسین رو بذارم و برم آی فردا ناله سر میدم آی حسینم چون چاره نی ای پاره پاره تن چون چاره نیست میروم و میگذارمت ای پاره پاره تن به خدا میسپارم بسمك العظیم العظم بحق مستر کربلا زینب کبرا یا الله 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 یا رحمان یا رحیم یا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك وعلى محبة الحسين في الدنيا والآخرة واكفنا يا غامي الحاجات ويا كافي المهمات إنك مجيب الدعوات إنك غافر الذنب والخطيئات إنك على كل شيء قدير أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء 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 رحم الله من يقرأ الفاتحة مع الصلوات